Hi guys, I hope everyone's keeping well. Thank you very much for coming back and joining my crazy self again today. If you're new, my name is Julie and I am a huge Star Wars fan. I make a ton of Star Wars videos. So today what we're going to be talking about is the very well known Rian Johnson, and I'm going to be talking about two things that Rian Johnson will never have. So in order to talk about the first one, which is Rian Johnson will never have any respect for the Star Wars fans. He will never have any respect for fans of the franchise. Now, in order for me to pretty much back this up and explain to you, I actually will be reading out something that he pretty much said in an old clip that I have seen a good while back on YouTube. Now, this clip is an old video and it was of course before he had even been started to direct the movie, because it was years ago. So this is pretty much what he had said. Let me know what you would gather from this, because what I gather from this is he's a moron, but we'll get to that. We'll start off with this, guys. So he said that if he was to direct, pretty much get the chance to direct and work on a Star Wars movie, that he would prefer, now this is what he would prefer, what he would prefer, because it's, all about Rian Johnson, And what he would want, he said what he would want and prefer is for a group of people to be really excited about it. Sounds good. Going well so far, guys. But then he went on to say, but I would also want to have a group of people that just, he actually said this word for word, that just, literally walk out saying it was the worst movie I have ever seen. He said then thereafter, having those two kind of extremes is the kind of movie that I want to make. That was what he said in this old clip that I watched on YouTube. So pretty much that's telling us that he had this planned all along. That goes without saying. That was his plan. He had a plan. He set out to do that, and he pretty much done that. Absolutely, he done that. But what I can't understand, guys, is what sort of mentality would you have to actually openly say that, not even to someone, but on an interview, as a professional director, actually say that. That's kind of like, here's an example. Would Guns N' Roses or Prince or Michael Jackson, for example, go on to an interview and say maybe 10, 12, 13 years into their career, oh, I have a new album coming up, and what I'm hoping, say to the interviewer, is that a group of people are going to really be excited and love all the songs in the album, but then I also want a group of people to listen to the album and come out of their car or wherever they've listened to the album and say, you know what, that was the worst album that my ears have actually listened to. Why would you do that? So pretty much I can't understand why anyone who has fans in general would want to say that. A guitarist who has fans, why would he say that? Because you're supposed to care about your fans. I am a huge fan of Slash, so I would be very disappointed if he was to say that. If he was to say, I hope a lot of people hate my songs on the album. Why would you say that? Is it a joke? No, it's not that it's a joke, it's that Rian Johnson is the joke, guys. I just don't understand it. But to be honest, from a marketing standpoint, I can see where he's coming from, because some people have this sort of frame of mind that if someone talks about a place or a country, a town, wherever, right, a place that they've went on holiday, and they say it's the worst place imaginable, like it's the worst place ever, or that is the worst movie that I have ever seen, it would entice people to want to go and see it more. People are intrigued to see, I wonder why. It makes you think that way. That's the frame of mind he was going along. But why would you want someone to hate your work? Why? I just don't understand. Where does his mentality come from? Where does he come from? If anybody knows where Rian Johnson came from, please put it in the comments below, guys, because I am so gosh damn confused. I am so confused. Now, when he was talking about it, it did sound as though, now this is just me presuming this, you know, from him being him, it sounded like he was talking about 50-50. A group of people saying they were excited and they loved it, all hype, you know, all buzz. The other half, 50%, does it kind of sound like that's what he was talking about? The other 50% wouldn't like it. So he actually said that they would walk out. They would walk out. So he's talking about the cinema. I'm presuming the movies. Walk out from where? Their house? I mean, in saying that, there's just no hope for Rian Johnson. So he's actually expecting people to use their hard-earned money to go and buy a ticket for a future Star Wars movie that he may be offered to work on, which he did, unfortunately. He got asked to do The Last Jedi, unfortunately again. But he is expecting people to use their hard-earned money to go into a movie so that in the hopes that a group of those people would walk out and not like it. Some people actually, Ryan, might not be able to really afford a ticket, and they have actually spent that money to go and see a movie that you have worked on, that you hope they come out and they're like, oh, you know what, Mum, I didn't really like that, or whatever. Why? I don't get this. Is anybody else getting this? Because I'm not getting this. He didn't even say, I hope that some of the fans like it. There was no word, there is never any word fans in his mentality. What sort of mentality do you have to say that I hope someone hates my work? I can't imagine anybody wanting to say that. Or would you even say it out loud? Would you even say it out loud? The only thing that I can say is, at least he was honest about his stupidity of what was forthcoming, guys. What was forthcoming, what we were in the midst of about to witness. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. You know what I mean, guys? He's actually wanting a group of people to be sitting and feeling disappointed and not liking the movie. And Rian Johnson wonders why time and time again he is frustrating us. If you have respect, if he had respect for fans of the Star Wars franchise, then there's no way, in any way, shape or form, you would want fans to feel not only disappointed, but feel this was the worst movie that I have ever seen. That is what he had said. He had hoped this. Not, it's just, I just don't understand. What galaxy is Rian Johnson from? I am presuming, this is the only conclusion that I have came to, is that he's came down from a galaxy with an umbrella, like Mary Poppins, and maybe when he came down to, you know, Earth, he is lost, and this is where he got this idea, because he came down with an umbrella, and he thought, this isn't crazy, guys, this actually could be a possibility, and he thought, you know what, let's have Princess Leia look ridiculous in The Last Jedi. I just don't understand. He has condescended and disrespected me as a Star Wars fan, and many of you probably watching. I know some people like the movie, but let me know if you feel disrespected and condescended from Rian Johnson below, because he's always blaming us. Once say in this old clip that I seen anything about the fans. Again, as I've already mentioned, the fans do not get mentioned. If it was me, I would say I've made a music album, I've made a guitar album, a piano album, and I really hope that the fans enjoy it. End off. It's not going to be, I hope they think it's the worst piano work that I've ever played. What was he thinking? I don't get it. He just doesn't think that is the point. He doesn't think, he doesn't listen, he's just from somewhere else. Just going to move on, guys, to the second thing that Rian Johnson will never have, and I suppose it really does go without saying. It's an obvious one, but there's so many people that will agree with me, and you obviously will already know this because you've listened to the first thing that Rian Johnson will never have. He will never have respect from the Star Wars fans, true Star Wars fans. I'm a true Star Wars fan. Rian Johnson will never have my respect, and I would presume you're not going to have respect from most of the people who didn't like The Last Jedi, because they know that you had planned out to do this. You had planned out to make a movie that the likes of myself would hate, the likes of quite a few of my subscribers, I know yous are watching, hate it as well. And yes, we are frustrated. You know, like I said earlier, the proof is that he knew that he set out to do that, and he done it. He did a terrible movie. Now that's only my opinion. It is the opinion of other Star Wars fans too, but some people did enjoy it. I have nothing against that. My problem lies, guys, that he didn't have an ounce of thought about us, the Star Wars fans, throughout it. Not even once did he even think, let's think about the fans here. And he's openly admitted it in interviews. He's openly admitted it everywhere. The proof's everywhere. In my opinion, he doesn't care about what any of us think of him as a person, his directing skills, or The Last Jedi, unless it's something, guys, that you want to tweet to him stating, well, that's if he doesn't close his Twitter account, because apparently he's thinking of doing that, and he's getting rid of everybody that's saying bad things, because, you know, of course he doesn't have any patience, he doesn't like listening, you know, yada yada. We could go on till 12 o'clock tonight, but YouTube won't let me upload a video that long, I'm presuming, so we're not going to be here till 12 o'clock. Honestly, guys, if Rian is from some sort of galaxy and he came down with an umbrella like Mary Poppins, it honestly would explain a lot to me. Who really knows, guys? I'm so confused with this guy. And did I put Han Solo and Princess Leia, legendary characters from Star Wars, behind me just for a reason? Just because of this video, because it's about Rian Johnson? Absolutely I did. I don't even know if you can see them, but that's Princess Leia and that's Han Solo. He destroyed their characters. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. Please let me know all your thoughts below. And if you haven't subscribed, I would recommend that you have a look at some of my other Star Wars videos. If you're a fan, it would mean the world to me if you could please subscribe. Thanks so much again for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you. Bye guys, see you in the next video.